In South Africa, more than 43,000 people die each year from tobacco-related diseases. Today is World No Tobacco Day, and joining me in studio is Susan Breitenbach from Cancer and Dr. Richard van Zyl-Smit from the UCT Lung Institute to talk about why we need to be aware today. So thank you both for joining me.
Thanks, Jennifer.
All right, well, my first question is for you, Richard. Why do people need to be concerned and aware on today, which is World No Tobacco Day?
Well, I think the most important reason is that smokers have a 50% chance of dying from a smoking-related illness.
50%?
50%. So half of the people who smoke will die from a smoking-related illness. Now, you could argue that half won't, but if something that has a 50% chance of killing you, you really shouldn't be smoking.
50% is a huge number. I didn't know it was that much. Susan, who is susceptible to becoming a smoker?
Well, basically, I would say anyone, but it depends on your background, I think a lot. You know, if it's been your mother or your father smoked, then obviously it's a set way, so you think it's fine. We very often get people whose living conditions aren't that good. They find it as an escape. And then also at school, a lot of peer pressure. So children, because that's a problem to them, they want to be accepted, then they start smoking. And I think that is basically the main reasons for people starting to smoke and being susceptible to that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Just to add as well, in terms of adolescents, they're a particularly high-risk group, partly because of the peer pressure, as Susan's mentioned, but also because of the brain neurodevelopmental stage, that as their brain is developing during adolescence, they seem to have far more susceptibility, so they can smoke less and become addicted far more quickly than an adult has. And that's something to do, I'm not a brain neurobiologist, I'm a lung doctor, but the understanding is that there's something particular about adolescents that puts them at high risk. And obviously that's the group that are experimenting, which is a particular concern to us.
Well, then should we focus more on our teenagers when it comes to education regarding smoking?
Definitely.
Absolutely. But as you, I'm sure, are aware, adolescents
they don't want to listen.
Yes. They feel that they are immortal.
Yeah.
And so it's actually a very difficult group of individuals to convince that something that may kill them in 20 or 30 or 40 years' time is not worth risking.
Now, is there something parents and teachers can do, or is it just speaking to them about it and making the information available for them should they want to?
Well, I think parents especially, if they can set the example of not smoking, obviously the children will then not smoke or tend not to smoke. And I think at school as well, we should have more education around that. And I think Richard will agree that especially amongst the youth and the teenager students, the smoking of the hookah pipe or the hubbly bubbly, that is so huge and they don't realize the dangers.